Hello, everyone, and welcome to my first episode on my very own podcast, Dear Dream Diary. My name is Ashley, and this is a little introduction to myself and what this podcast will be about. So, this podcast I'm going to be reading from my dream diary. I have very wild, very crazy detailed dreams. And when I was younger, I used to keep a dream diary and I would meditate before bed. And I got to a point where I was able to have lucid dreams. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I'm sure you do or have heard of it, but lucid dreams are where you know you're dreaming and you're able to kind of manipulate what's happening in the dream. For me, I was able to know that I was dreaming, especially for reoccurring dreams. So I would say, I'm dreaming or this is a dream. And I wasn't able to manipulate the structure of the dream. So like if I was in a dark room, I would stay in a dark room, but I was able to manipulate the events happening in the dream. Especially again for reoccurring dreams because I know what's going to happen. So for example, if I knew that I was going to be going right in the dream, I would go left instead and just kind of it was like walking around in virtual reality. If you've never had a lucid dream before, it's hard to explain, and maybe it's different for somebody else who's had lucid dreams, but that's kind of what it's like for me. I'm not able to do that now. I'm hoping to get back there, but I'm very busy, so I haven't meditated before bed for a very long time. What that looks like for me too, meditating, is I would just, lay in my bed, kind of get the feel for the sheets, have my hands at my sides, listen to the sounds in the room, and then start taking some deep breaths, like in for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then just kind of keep doing that until I would fall asleep. And if I wanted to dream about something specific, sometimes I would tell myself over and over again while I'm doing those deep breaths, like a topic or something, and that would end up appearing in my dream. Not that I would fall asleep right away and that I would be dreaming that. So I haven't meditated before bed for a very long time just because I am so busy. I work 2 jobs, one of them being very physical, and I'm very tired. So when I lay in bed, I am out cold, and I kid you not, less than a minute sometimes. I actually have a sleep disorder as well. I'm not able to pronounce it. It's severe hypersomnolence. So looking it up, it's like type 2 narcolepsy. So you get extreme waves of tiredness, and you just have to lay down and take a nap. So type 1 narcolepsy is where your whole body just kind of goes to sleep and you fall over. I don't have that one, thank goodness. But I do, like I said, get severe waves of tiredness where I just need to lay down and take a nap. I am taking medication for it, which is working. So I haven't had to nap for quite some time. I've been on this medication for, I think, about 5 months now, and it's working. So thank goodness. And I'm also thankful that it's not interrupting my my dreams, and I'm still able to dream and share these dreams with you. I also, one more thing about myself, I do have ADHD, so when I have something that pops in my head, I have to say it. Sometimes I just have to get it out, or I'll forget about it. And then the whole day I'll keep saying to myself, what was I going to say? I know I was going to say something and it was really important, which really sometimes it's not important at all, but to me in the moment it is. But anyways, when I'm reading from my dream diary, I will stay on task, and I'll wait till I'm done reading the full dream before I kind of explain more in detail what that dream meant to me, which I will also kind of, if I get a meaning from the dream, I will explain that. Sometimes my dreams just have no meaning, or I'm missing the meaning. And then I'll also be looking up specific things that kind of stood out to me in the dream, what they mean as well. This first dream I'm going to be sharing with you, I think is really cool because I have had other things that have been going on, like intuition things. And also when I was younger, I used to see shadows. But as a kid, I didn't really pay attention to it. And then, kids are more susceptible to seeing things, but I just never thought anything of it. I have been seeing those shadows again, and I will do an episode on that. But when I say seeing shadows, I also get a sense that somebody's there when I'm seeing the shadow. So again, the podcast isn't focused on that stuff. It's focused on my dreams, but I will talk on that, and I will have an episode just for the shadows and the intuition things. A couple things have happened that I think are pretty cool, pretty interesting, that I will share with you guys. But I want to keep this first episode short and just kind of introduce myself, introduce my podcast. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the first dream I have written down in my new dream diary. So in this dream, I was in a massive red-brown brick tunnel that was big enough to have a ferry boat pass through it. I was swimming and trying to get to the ledge as a ferry was going by. I ended up under the ferry seeing darkness, cloudy water, while trying to avoid the propellers. I don't remember how this dream ended. I do remember being on my back looking up at the bottom of the ferry. So keep in mind when I'm reading these, I wake up in the middle of the night and write these down. I'm trying to find a better way of doing this, because sometimes I'll wake up and I'll say, oh my gosh, that's so detailed. I'm going to remember it in the morning, and I never do. And then I don't write it down. But I'm half asleep when I'm writing these dreams down, and I want to read word for word what I'm writing, just because I don't want to make anything up or add anything to it. But as I'm reading it, I'm picturing it. Like, I can remember what happened. So to kind of give you guys a visual, the tunnel, which really resonated with me, the tunnel for some reason resonated with me. It was like a subway. I don't have subways in my city, but I'm sure you guys all can picture what a subway looks like. But picture it on a much larger, massive scale. So big enough for, the ships that have like the shipping containers and stuff. So big enough for one of those to go through. So I'm in the water, and I'm also not seeing this from my eyes. I'm watching myself in the water. So I'm kind of behind myself, and I'm trying to make it to the side so I can get out of the water, which is on the right. I don't know if that means anything or is relevant, but I'm trying to get to the right side where the platform is. And while trying to get there, I end up getting stuck under the ship that's going through. And while I'm under the ship, I am then viewing it from my eyes. Like, it's me under the ship. I'm not watching myself now. And I remember feeling the panic of being under the ship and trying to avoid the propellers, and also viewing the water. So imagine, you're in the ocean and you're down far enough where you can't see the light from the surface, and you also can't see below you. So the water kind of looks like that, like muddy, dark, cloudy water. And I don't know what some of these things mean to me, but again, the tunnel really stood out. And with the other things that are happening, I'm going to read what the spiritual meaning of a tunnel means. So the tunnel you see will take you toward higher consciousness and also to the higher worlds. In the higher stages, when you enter the star in the middle, it takes you into holy fields of eternity. I don't think any of the rest of it is relevant, really. But the fact that I have all these things happening again, and I have been reading books about, how to raise your consciousness level, or how to get in touch with your consciousness or your higher self. So I've been reading all these books, and things that I'm starting to pay attention to are, starting to kind of make sense for me. I am a little bit, scared. So I think what this dream might mean for me because in this dream I was scared. I think what it might mean for me is that I am coming to my higher self or getting in touch with my higher self, but I'm afraid of it, really, because I do know that when I see the shadows, those things do scare me, and I'm trying to get in touch with it so that I'm not scared, so I can listen further into what these feelings or what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing. So I think that maybe this dream does signify that I am on my way, but I'm scared, and I don't know how to not be scared. So yeah, anyways, so that's my first dream. And I have more that I can't wait to tell you guys some of them. You guys are going to laugh. You guys are going to cry. You guys are going to think I'm crazy. That's fine. We all are crazy in our own little way. But yeah, so it took me a while to come up with a name for this podcast, and I wanted to just mention that. So I've been telling my friends that I'm creating a podcast. I've been telling them, and I told them the topic, and my one friend, I posted, actually last night, I posted a picture on my Snapchat saying something like upload incoming or something like that. And my friend messaged me and she said, "What is uploading?" And I told her, I said, "I'm making a podcast." And she said, "Oh, like, what's it going to be about?" So I told her, she's like, "Oh, I'm intrigued." And I said, "But I don't have a name for it yet. I have a couple names that I have in mind, but nothing's really like resonating with me or standing out." She said, "I'm really good at this. Like, let me think of a name." And I said, "Okay, whatever you have, give them all to me." So I think Dear Dream Diary was the first one she said. And I'm like, oh my God, that is it. Like, because I'm reading from my dream diary, and it might be cliche, but I like it. I love it. Thank you so much. That's my best friend. I love her. She did have other ones that I did like, but like I said, Dear Dream Diary just really resonated with me. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Like I said, I wanted to keep this first episode short. I wanted to introduce myself, tell you what my podcast is about. I have so many ideas, so much information for you guys. I will be trying to post an episode every week. I don't know what day that's going to be, but if you guys have any ideas that you would like to share, again, this is so new. I'm still in the process of creating my podcast account on Spotify, but I will eventually be creating an Instagram account so all my followers can message me, give me some ideas. But whoever's listening right now, you know how to send me ideas. You can tell me I'm crazy. That's fine. I love you guys. But yeah, anyways, so that's my first episode. I will be posting more, and I can't wait for you guys to all listen. And thank you so much. Bye.